Today I fucked up by implying my wife is a farm animal. I was having dinner tonight with my wife and a few minutes in I noticed she hadn't said anything yet. I tried to make small talk, but for the next couple minutes I noticed she was heavily scrolling on social media and aggressively scarfing down her food in her own little world. I sarcastically asked her, "How's your feed?" referring to her Instagram feed she was scrolling on while not paying any attention to me. She got uncharacteristically annoyed at me and told me to shut up and kept scrolling. I was pretty taken back by how rude she was being. Later on we got in a minor argument and she called out the fact that I called her a pig at dinner. I was so confused and asked her to elaborate what the hell she was talking about. She explained she had a long day watching our 3 kids and the last thing she needed was me asking how her feed was at dinner. She thought I meant animal feed. Like, the food you would feed farm animals, because she was eating like an animal. TLDR, I asked my wife, "How's your feed at dinner?" She thought I was implying she was a pig eating animal feed. I was actually referring to her scrolling on social media. I feel the need. The need for feed. When you say that's not about what we're talking, be sure not to mistakenly say that's not about what we're talking. No, honey. I am so sorry, I really didn't mean it like that. I meant like a cow. Face with tears of joy, 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 face with tears of joy. Sorry, but that was hilarious. But keep an eye on your wife, please. I think she is overworking herself. I overworked myself and a few of the signs were the same. Scrolling through social media whenever I got time because I deserve it after the hard work. Scrolling while eating food and not paying attention to it. Misunderstanding everyone and thinking they are there to get me. Where I grew up, Australia, Darwin, getting a feed was a normal phrase. No one would have been concerned about such a comment there. My wife wondered why I was able to blow dry her hair straight. It's thick and quite curly with a hairdryer and brush only. She was a bit annoyed when I told her I used to show poodles and asked if I was comparing her to a dog. At least I didn't tell her I used to milk cows and I know nice udders when I see them. My condolences. I use the quote "I love did you piggy" at least once a month, directed towards my wife. She thinks it's throw on some invaders in once in a while. This comment section is all over the place. This is the funniest "today I fucked up" I've seen in a while, but I gotta ask, what was the response when you told her what you meant? Gotta see if this is a "I messed up but we're laughing" or if this is a "I'm glad I never sold that tent" kind of thing. You didn't imply it. She inferred it. I wouldn't point this out to her though. Well, I for one will be looking out for "Am I the asshole?" for misunderstanding my husband at dinner now. I brought a sheep into the house one day and said to my wife, "Here's the pig I fuck when you're not around." My wife said, "You stupid asshole, I think you'll find that's a sheep." I replied, "I think you'll find I was talking to the sheep." I called my wife, then fiancé, a wildebeest because I meant Wolverine, but I'm dumb. That was over a decade ago. She still brings it up. I thought the feed comment was a nice pun. I was pretty taken back by how rude she was being. Using a phone at the dinner table is pretty rude. I have this situation with my wife all the time. If I say something which have an alternate, unintended, and not expected in general conversation, guaranteed this will be the one that is assumed. Both of you clearly need a roll in the hay. My mother told me about a boyfriend she had when she was courting, who took her to a restaurant and asked for a table for one in a trough. Needless to say, that guy wasn't my father. The real fuck up is being on your phone at dinner. My God. Is nothing sacred. Haha, that means she was aware she was eating like a pig and that's why she took it that way. What's with this comment section? It's been a while, but Jesus Christ, Reddit. Looks like I need to add Australia to my travel bucket list for some linguistic freedom. Nice save, op. Most communicative marriage on Reddit. Some part of me feels like you also understood the pig feed reference as well. You did notice that she was aggressively scarfing down her food after all. Update: I tried to be more clear and asked, how's your gram? But she got mad at me for bringing up her dead grandma. Well, an apology goes a long way. Hey, you just call your wife a cow? That was quick thinking on your part, coming up with Instagram feed at the exact moment you need it. You ought to give lessons on husbandry 101. Truly a 1984 moment of the time you had there. And it's because of misunderstandings like this that my family has made a no phones at the dinner table rule. It happens to us all eventually. Easier fix: no phones at the dinner table. LOL, this is great. I bet that argument immediately turned into laughter. Not gonna lie, I would have laughed really hard after you explained. I hope all is well. This is such a funny story, face with tears of joy. What did she say then? I mean, that's still pretty funny. I'd have just laughed. This is one you totally could have flipped back around on her. She was paying so little attention to you that she didn't even understand what you were saying to her, was not really listening to you. This is hilarious. This should turn onto an inside joke for the two of you. One punch lost the fight. Sorry, dude. The guy I want meet is the first one that called his loved one pumpkin. I really want to see how he covered that one. I tried to make small talk, but for the next couple minutes I noticed she was heavily scrolling on social media and aggressively scarfing down her food in her own little world. What's up with partners not noticing that their partners need some me time? My wife does the same. Just give your partners some space if you notice they aren't up for a chat. I frequently compliment my wife on how she is good with plow. If you haven't referred to your wife at some point in time as a farm animal, are you even married? You bodied her Moai stone statue. LOL. You should clarify that she was more interested in scrolling and maybe she'd feel like a pen. What the hell, dude? Do you even like her? I think you meant both, TB. If you even obliquely reference your partner's spouse to farm animals, you're gonna have a bad time. You left out the part where you kept making squealing noises and pushing your nose up like a pig after you asked her about her feed. I mean, yeah, I'd be upset too if you kept doing oink oink sounds every 2 minutes while we're eating. I mean, not your today I fucked up, but hers by not paying attention and assuming the worst. I once said that my GF was acting like a constipated cow, referring to her attitude. Not my best work of poetry, it was a bad day for both of us. Anytime she refers to the incident, her perspective is that I called her a cow. She kinda ignores the acting like part. Almost any woman she tells this to agrees with her. Most guys agree with me. It's really funny now, but she did not let me off the hook for that one for a while. Your story reminded me of its smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. Oh my god, that is hilarious. My husband and I call food feed sometimes as a joke. I'll ask him, hey babe, how's your feed? LOL. I guess she was aware she was eating in a strange manner and assumed what you meant. When you say that's not about what we're talking, be sure not to mistakenly say that's not about what we're talking. Also, get her to be more present when she eats. Watching a device while eating leads to overeating experience and overworked and overweight mom. I hate people that will make up a reason to be upset. Even if you meant feed as food, that doesn't mean you called her a pig. Why assume that and get more upset when you're already in a bad